I wouldn't be shocked. Skip, let's just say for the sake of argument, you know I wanted to be a lawyer at one point in time. I wouldn't take Dillon Brooks' case pro bono. In a situation like this, Skip, given what he did.
You're talking about for nothing.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes, Skip, you know what? I believe you innocent. I'm willing to take your case on and fight City Hall for you.
Especially with the notoriety attached.
Right. In this situation, nah, brother, they're going to call you to bring me on with this one. Skip, look, what I hate is that it seems like to me they're going to add punishment on, given the fact that Gary Payton got injured. And like I said, I felt it was a flagrant to begin with. I thought the punishment fit, he was ejected. But now because Gary Payton is going to be injured, say broke, I dislocated my elbow, I missed a month. Seems like he got some ligament damage, and it seems like the timeline from him is 3 to 5 weeks.
Sort of the same.
Sort of the same.
Could be back if they got to the finals.
Right. So with that being said, Skip, look, I get it. There used to be a time this was a common foul. You remember those playoffs? Bill Laimbeer, Larry Bird up fake, Bill Laimbeer came down with an elbow on top of his head. They fell to the floor. They swinging at each other. That's no more. Those days are over. I just felt that Dillon Brooks, look, intent, that only matters to Dillon Brooks. Gary Payton II is still injured. I wouldn't, Skip, I don't want to see him get suspended, but like I said, I'm not going to go to the mat for him fighting like, nah, Commissioner, you wrong on this one. Nah, whoever's doling out the punishment, y'all got this one all wrong. I'm not going to fight for him like that. Would I be surprised? No, I'm not going to be surprised if he gets suspended, given that, can you imagine, let's just say for the sake of argument, who could we say? Let's just say somebody did Steph Curry like that. Oh, they're going to miss the rest of the playoff. They ain't going to just miss no game. He might just get a game. Imagine if Draymond had a hit jaw in the face and yanked him down by the jersey. Oh, Draymond going to get suspended for sure. You said you want to keep stars in the game? Well, unfortunately, Dillon Brooks might have to bear the brunt of this one, Skip, and sit another game as opposed to just sitting the entire, basically he missed damn near the whole game. He only played, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So it was basically like he got a good warm-up, ran up the court one time, hit the foul, head to the shower. He might be gone again, Skip. And it seems like what they're basing it on is the Grayson Allen situation with Caruso. Caruso ended up breaking his wrist. I think he missed like 2 months, 8 weeks. He got a game. I would not be shocked if he got a game for this, given the severity of the injury.
It sounds like you're leaning toward you'd be okay with it.
Skip, like I said, I'm not going to fight it. I wouldn't go fight it because I just think, the play, Skip, me and you just differ because I thought he hit him upside the head, a really hard lick, and it knocked him off balance. Being up in the air is tough when you're up in the air. Having caught passes for a living, being up in the air, I didn't like being up in the air. I like having my feet on the ground.
Okay. All I know is after I slept on this, if Dillon Brooks gets suspended today, if that news flashes and comes down on my phone and I see it, I think I might throw up because this would be a low point for the National Basketball Association that I have loved these many years. But given the climate we live in, given the way I watch every league, especially the NBA, overreact to Twitter overreaction, they might be so on the run over this now that the news is official that Gary Payton II is going to miss X weeks, whatever it is.
Right.
Now that he's definitely going to start missing games, then it feels like it could be a retribution suspension on Dillon Brooks.
Right.
You said yesterday, there's been like a proposal in your head or whatever out there. Well, if somebody gets hurt, then if you hurt them, you should be gone as long as they're gone. Well, this could start to feel like that. Okay, my first problem with this is he virtually got suspended for that game because, to your point, 2 minutes and 50 seconds in, the primary defender on Steph Curry is gone for the rest of the game. So he actually, it's almost like the Deshaun conundrum that we keep going through. Well, Deshaun missed the whole year last year. Didn't that count as a suspension? Well, no, he might miss next year.
Correct.
Because now we're going to have to wait on all the civil suits to come down, and then we see what the NFL does with the outcome of all of the above.
Right.
And maybe they say, under pressure from Twitter, maybe they say, we better keep him out for another year, right?
Yep.
We see the Trevor Bauer situation in baseball.
Yes.
Oh, it's 2-year banishment. 2 years. Wow. Okay. Is it a little bit of Twitter overreaction where you got us on the run?
Basically, it's 2 years on top of the year that he already missed.
That's correct.
So basically, it's almost a 3-year suspension.
Okay, so this is the climate
Yes.
that we live
Yes.
in. These leagues are running scared to me of social media and the overreaction that was the Dillon Brooks foul. And to me, on first view, I thought it was a common foul. Then I said, well, okay, maybe it's a flagrant 1. But when we're going flagrant 2, I fell out of my chair. And I said, what happened to the league I used to love?
Yeah, that league
and it got so bad last night. I'm about to show you a play from the game last night where I said, I'm about ready to give the NBA a flagrant 3 for all the flagrant 1s and 2s that it keeps going out.
It seems like every foul, Skip, they go to the replay, they go to check and see if it was.
And now, when in doubt, they just go flagrant 1.
Right.
And if there's real doubt, they go flagrant 2. And I was so shocked on this one because I still say Dillon Brooks, again, he's a very aggressive player. So he's got some Draymond going on, but he doesn't do it in cheap shots. He just plays overly hard.
Yes.
So I don't think he was trying to get even for the Draymond.
No, I don't either. No.
He just said, hey,
I never thought
I'm
that.
going after this, and I'm going to make a real try to get my hand on the ball.
Right.
So he does a big, wide, long swipe at the basketball, and he missed it because it's on the other side of the body.
Right.
And as he goes for the basketball, his tricep part of his arm rakes across the back of Gary Payton's head. I still do not believe that caused the injury. You know, again, we could argue this all day, all night, and all day and another night about how out of control was Gary Payton as he hit the floor. Well, I was just shocked that he stuck and locked his elbow down and hit palm first with his left hand because that's asking for big trouble in your elbow.
Well, Skip, I just think the thing is, it's hard when you're up in the air because the first thing you do, okay, I'm going to try to brace my fall. You're not, because I think the thing is, Skip, like when guys go up for layups and things of that nature and nobody hits them, you see how D. Wade was very good at, Allen Iverson was very good at laying the ball up and sliding on the floor. Now when I'm going up, I'm just saying, oh, I just got a routine layup. Oh, somebody hit, damn, ooh. So the first thing you do is to try to protect yourself, Skip. And everybody keeps saying the playoffs is about hard fouls until somebody hard foul, and that's Steph Curry. And then what? You remember they changed the rule for Tom Brady.
They did.
Because they said, hold on, wait a minute. Trent Green had the exact same injury. That's how Kurt Warner got his start. Rodney Harrison hit him in his knee, and he was out for the entire season. In 2008, Bernie Pollard did the exact same to Tom Brady, and they completely changed the rule. Now you can't hit the quarterback below the waist, in the pocket.
Okay, but that's about ACL protection. That's about a knee injury that can cost you the rest of the season, right?
Skip, you're trying to protect the players. Skip, if you think about it, what have they done? They cleaned the NBA up to protect the players. The ratings went through the roof. Skip, everybody used to remember they used to have ESPN called Jacked Up. They used to have videos where they compile all the big hits and they would sell them.
They would.
And they're like, hold on, wait a minute. That's not the image that we want to portray. Yes, it's a physical game, Skip. Yes, once the playoff arrives, it gets more and more physical. But you don't ever want a situation where it gets to the point of physicality where I just think Dillon Brooks, look, I don't think he intended it, but it don't matter whether he intended to. It was the end result that happened. Like I said, Skip, I'm not going down on his behalf to fight City Hall for it. They suspend him. I'm like, go on and sit that one down.
Okay,
son.
your problem is he got hurt.
Yeah.
And you can't defend that.
No.
You can't disqualify it. You can try. You can say the foul didn't lead to the injury.
Right.
The injury was not a result of the blow to the back of the head.
Yes.
I can argue that all day. But a jury in this climate we live in would probably say, no.
No, Skip, because the real lawyer is going to say it was a direct cause. The question is, would Gary Payton have extended his arm to brace his fall had Dillon Brooks not hit him upside his head and knocked him off balance? A jury's going to look at that and says, no, he would not have done that. He'd have just laid the ball up. He'd have landed on his feet. He'd have ran down.
Okay.
So now since Dillon Brooks hit him upside his head, knocked him off balance, caused him to put his hand to brace down.
All right, but if I were going Johnny Cochran on this, I would have my staff go back through 1,000 NBA games, and I would find in every game at least one play, if not two or three, in which there was a high-speed attempt at a layup or dunk, and a foul occurred on the play, and both players hit the stanchion.
Right.
Because it happens commonly. It's part of the game that you're going to get fouled as you go up. It's like LeBron with his chase downs. Every once in a while, you get there a touch late, you're going to hit the player in the air, and you're both going to go down because that's part of the game.
Right.
Okay? And you have to learn from grade school on, from church league on, you have to learn how to fall.
Yes.
And you can't lock your elbow out and fall.
Skip, I knew how to fall. The thing is like, you understand, if no matter what, I'm running a route, I know the coverage, so I know where the collision should come from first. Skip, now I get up in the air, I got to not only maintain the football, but you said I got to learn how to fall. Well, hey, once I'm in the air, all bets are off. I'm trying to protect myself now.
But you know, the kind of, when Steve Kerr said broke the code used to get broken on submarines, where a guy went up and you undercut him and took his legs completely out from under him, and you helicoptered him in the air.
Yeah.
You want to talk about death defying?
Yeah, well, I was saying
now
with the
you
knees.
bring your head into play hitting the hardwood, right?
And everything in the football is the same way. Stay away from the knees. Bro, that's how I make my living.
Well, it's a breakaway play. Help me out. Did he not just try to make a basketball play to go up through a defender who suddenly was in his path?
He need to watch some tape of Chris Paul, see how Chris Paul do that.
Well, he did it. He got away with it, right?
Yeah, he too big though, Skip, because the thing is he's too big. Powell sold it. That's what you got. That's a part of it. You got to sell it though, Skip.
Powell is not stationary. He did not get there first. He is moving. To me, that is a common defensive foul.
Right.
And of course, they go to the tape and review it, and
they see it.
And Aiton's like, what? You're calling me for a flagrant when I got fouled on the play? Well, that's where we are. It has come to this. And it's flagrant to me that they've gone completely overboard into flagrancy. I've never seen anything like it before.
Well, that's the thing. The thing that I hate, like everything isn't a flagrant. I mean, as soon as the guy sell it, he start. And let's go review. Skip, the guy start doing that with his jaw, and they go to the replay. Say, come on, man.
Well, Alvarado was showing the blood on his gum, right?
But Chris got it. Skip,
got him good.
That was a flagrant. That should have been a flagrant. But Chris did it so sweet, Skip. You didn't know. You're like, oh.
He got him good. He got him better than DeAndre got Powell.
He did.
Okay, so in the end, look, I love the game. I love the playoffs. There's nothing better than the NBA playoffs. It's just high drama, and crowds are just about ready to explode, and just being in those arenas, as Jen will tell you, there's nothing better than these playoff games. Well, you can't take the stars out of them. I didn't want to see Draymond be suspended for Game 5 of the 2016 finals because it's just wrong. I don't care what he did. You can't suspend him. You can throw him out of the game. I'm fine with that. But don't suspend him for the next game. Don't suspend Dillon Brooks for another game after he just missed that one.
Well, Skip, they should do it like the NCAA. If you get ejected in the first half, you miss the second half, you're good for the next game. You get ejected in the second half, you got to miss the first half of the next game. So maybe if the NBA play, if you get ejected in the second half, Skip, you got to miss the first half.
Okay, well, I don't want him to miss any.
I know you don't, because that's your pick, that's your grid. You got the grid.
Okay, I got the grizz.
You got a vested interest.
I'm starting to, the more we talk about it, now I'm about to the point where Dillon Brooks is going to be gone for Game 3. That's
you think so?
Well, it just feels like we're heading in that direction, right?
I didn't even think anything
about it. And by the way, the NBA gets a break on this because there's an extra day between games because tonight is kind of a dead night for the playoffs, right?
Right.
So they had all yesterday to think about this and all today to release it.
There's been a groundswell for the suspension.
I got it.
That might have worked in this
disadvantage. Well, guys, either way you slice it, well wishes to Gary Payton for a speedy recovery. It's a fractured elbow and ligament damage, but we could see him back for the finals if the Warriors go that far.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.